Hi, my name is Steve Mason and I'm a motorcycle adventurer and author, and I'm here today to talk to you about a product from Carpuride. Quite often when you see these review videos, people will say they've got a disclaimer that the company sent them the product and they're looking for a review in exchange. Well, I guess mine's is even worse because I was interested in this type of product, and just because I've done some books, done some social media, I contacted Carpuride thinking, I wonder if they would send me a unit for a review. So the request came from me. So I'm up front with that I'll give you a fair and honest review. So let's get on with the unboxing. It's come looking solidly packed. It actually arrived a bit earlier than they said. So it came as a bit of a surprise, which is really nice because it's my birthday tomorrow. And what more do you want in a box for your birthday? Okay, so outer cardboard box, bit of foam protecting it. Whoa! And the unit itself, nothing else in there. So what we have is a Carpuride 720S Pro, basically saying HD display, 7-inch touchscreen control. Nicely packaged, just the different logos there around music and volume control, etc. Yeah, looks good. Actually, the unit I asked for was not the Pro, so I wasn't getting greedy, but Carpuride suggested that it would be better with the Pro, so I wasn't going to argue with them. And get this off. And some more cellophane. And here we go. More protective foam. Oh, and the unit itself. Can remove this. Oh, it feels solid. Feels good. Feels very solid actually. Wow. So, massive screen. This is going to be amazing if everything works and goes well. And it's located on a unit where you can pull it off, so you can take it in if you're going into your hotel at night or into your home. You can take it off. This looks like a handlebar switch, which I didn't expect. And then you've got connectivity, battery connectivity here. So I'll work out and come back to you around how it all connects and disconnects. This is also a USB connector to run it off a USB slot, which is very handy because the bike that I'm going to put it on does have a USB slot. And then we have various connection methods. So it's all the ball joint type stuff and the CarPlay manual. Finally, we have an extra fuse. So let me take a look at this and come back to you and show you the product initially in action. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about connectivity now. Absolutely breeze when it came to connecting the Carpuride unit up. So I've got an iPhone 13, I've got a Schubert helmet with C2 comms, integrated comms in it, and I've got obviously the Carpuride. What I did was, there was two ways of doing it. The way that I chose was I connected the Carpuride to the iPhone 13. Now that was even easier than the instructions showed it was going to be. I've effectively switched on my phone in the Carpuride, and the Carpuride detected the phone straight away, come up with a code, and the same code come up in my iPhone 13. Connected it up, it asked me if I wanted to install CarPlay or connect to CarPlay, which I did. It asked me if I wanted to download contacts, etc., which I said yes to, and I was in. Now the way that I was connecting to my helmet was just from the phone to the helmet and not from the Carpuride to the helmet, which is another option that you can do. But I found that the Carpuride to the phone and the phone to the helmet. Worked a treat. Let me just turn around the phone and show you a few things. This is my lovely Triumph Bonneville, whose name is Frank Beattie. He's not the bike that I'm going to install the Carpuride on, but we'll come to that later in the video. As I mentioned, I've got this Schuberth E2 helmet with the SC2 inbuilt comms, and here is the Carpuride all fired up and sitting in the home screen. Now, the only setting that I needed to do in the whole transaction was the audio output here. Yeah, so I had to set it to iPlay Auto, and it told you that in the instructions. And whenever I set it to iPlay Auto, all of the phone communications, the music, the phone calls all come through to my helmet. And it was as easy as that. I can then go back to home. And then if I go into CarPlay, it's mirroring my phone. So, really impressive. There were some negative reviews in the past around this connection between the helmet and the Carpuride. So it sounds as though they've got it resolved, which is great. Okay, it's now time to mount the Carpuride on my bike. Now the bike in this case is Boris, my 2009 GS, BMW GS 1200. It's done just under 95,000 miles and been quite a few places. I'll talk about Boris in detail in a future video, but basically what I've done is I've decided to mount the Carpuride up here, which would be the optimum space, and to do that I needed to get a joint in here. So what I've done is I've purchased this, which is actually a mirror mount. I can show you there. What I plan to do is remove the screen and put this mirror mount in here, which should position the Carpuride really nicely. As far as connectivity is concerned, Carpuride give you the USB choice, which I can plug into there because I've got added an additional USB socket. Or you can wire it into your battery, but I'm concerned that would drain the battery. There is a third option in this bike, and deep down under the beak there is a connection that was provided by BMW to connect up Garmin satellite nav systems. So I'm hoping that I can connect to that because that's switchable, ignition on, and Carpuride will come on. And I bought this little connector here, which I'm hoping will fit, but having had an initial look at it, I'm not so sure. So I've got a friend coming along with a multimeter today to help me go through the process. As a minimum, I hope to have it mounted and connected to the USB. Okay, let me show you where this accessory plug is in my case. Now mine's is hanging down, I believe, because it's been used for the Garmin, just recently disconnected. But so it's to the left hand side looking at the bike underneath. Oh, I believe that's the correct item. So the bad news is the connector I bought didn't work, and after a lot of research in the internet, I can't seem to find the right one. The good news is that the plug is accessible and it's got a live and a ground coming into it, which we can snip and I can hardwire in directly, and I think that's the route I'll be taking. Further good news is that I've connected it up. It's mounted in the right position, which I think is a fantastic position, and I'm using it with the USB. It's a very wet day today, so I'll get out tomorrow and see how it performs, but it's looking good. I don't think I could ask for a better mounting position. I mean, I can see all my instrumentation, and I've just got this huge, lovely screen. I've mounted a little thumb piece down here. That takes you back to home, and you can open up and close off calls with the other buttons. And again, into CarPlay. I mean, it just looks, it might be an exaggeration to say it transformed the bike, but I think to a degree it does transform the bike. It just looks so much more modern, and if this works as it should, it's going to be really, really good. So I took the bike out for a test ride, and as you can see, the screen is really clear and everything performed really well. So I'm delighted with that. So that almost concludes my Carpuride review. A couple of little things I noticed. One is this is the key for locking the device onto the mount, which I think is, well, I think you might agree, it looks a bit kind of flimsy plastic. I don't think I'll be removing it much, to be honest, but yeah, so I think they'd be better with something more substantial than that. I did notice in my ride out that a couple of times it was a wee bit, the touch screen was not quite sensing my glove, but for me it's, I mean, I really don't think you should be poking at touch screens when you're riding a motorbike too much, so I think most of my stuff will be done either for voice command in the helmet or setting Google Maps, etc. before I move off. So I hope this review has been of some use to you. I'll put a link below to the Carpuride, and you can get a 30% discount if you order it via that link. I will also put a link to the little mirror mounting unit that I used to mount the Carpuride on this bike. And yeah, it's if you enjoyed this video, I'm not going to be doing masses, but feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.